So the amazing thing that emerges at the end of the Maimer, which we're up to now, we concluded yesterday, is that even though the Shvatim are lower than the others, so on the one hand, we say that Ein Koyin La'ovis Ela Shloisha. Our three forefathers are only the others, which means only their avodah is bequeathed to every Jew as a natural inheritance. And he explained at length their avodas, the three avos, especially B'chol Ma'itcha of Yaakov, the Yishak, the cry of the Ari, reflecting Hashem's cry. Yet, notwithstanding that, so these three loves are still limited there, because by definition, their loves, they are all born in the self. I love, I cry, I long, I pine. They're all necessary, but not the Shleimus Avodah. And the Shleimus Avodah, paradoxically, is Avodah the Shvatim, which paradoxically is accessible to everyone. Even if right now we are not and haven't developed and nurtured and expressed the three avos as it should be, of B'chol Levavcha, which is Yitzchak, B'chol Nafshecha, which is Yaakov, and B'chol Ma'itcha. I'm sorry, B'chol Levavcha, which is Yitzchak, B'chol Nafshecha, Avraham. Interestingly, that's the order, or B'chol Ma'itcha and Yaakov. Even if that's missing, so what is always available? What's the answer in the end? Limud Torah. And as we suggested yesterday, the difference is that prayer is I'm talking, and Torah, God's talking. So here is a connection that everybody can learn. Although he does qualify at the end, it's got to be with bittul. And that's why Moishe Rabbeinu must be the teacher of it and is the conveyor of Torah from the very beginning, because it is absolute bittul. Well, if a person doesn't have any of the avos, what's he so proud about? You think he's going to be naturally quite humble. Not b'chol levavcha, not b'chol nafshecha, not b'chol ma'itcha. So the natural result would probably be, honestly, humility. So sit and learn. You learn, it's the Eibishter's Torah. Now that is connected to the others, to the Shvatim Dafke. And where do we see that? Only in it. Can you tell me? You said it yesterday. What pasuk conveys? And now you say, have a look. What pasuk conveys that the avodah of the Shvatim is limud Torah, not so much the feelings of the heart. It's 5 lines on the top of Oisei. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 lines. Mm-hmm. The Rebbe's Kapitel, Sheshom Olu Shvatim, referring to Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim is perfect all. Yerushalayim. How are the Shvatim described? Shiftei. This is how they're referred to. The divine tribes. Now, what? Not Shiftei, Yudke, Vavke, Beshivke Ka, Yudke. So what's the diuk? The diuk is that Dafka the Shvatim, in simple, sitting, Zetzach lernen, sitting to learn, they connect to, what's the diuk of Shiftei Ka? He wasn't to say the next line. The Shvatim ascend, Shesham Ba'olu, Shvatim Shiftei Ka. What's Yud K? You see it there, no? Yeah, Moishe, Chachman Bin, Vav K is the Midas. That's the Ovis. But Yud K is Moishe, and that's Torah, the Eibishter's mind. And that's what the Shvatim and every Jew can connect. At every level, Jew can sit and learn Torah. And that is, at the end of the day, we're not saying, the suggestion here is not forget about Kriya Shema and the whole Avodah V'dis HaTfilah. Not saying that. We're saying that even if that fails, as he quoted the Pasuk, he didn't call out to Hashem, he gave us Yitzhahara, and we've been led astray. We don't, not your way, not Avram, not your fear, not Avodah of Yitzchak, and not Avodah of Yaakov. but turn to us in the merit of your shvatim. So allow us, in other words, thank you, or allow us for learning your Torah that keeps us connected no matter what. A simple level, no matter how uninspired a person can be and how unmoved his heart is, you can always learn a Mishnah. You can learn a Pasuk Chumash, a Maimon Chassidus, and that's connected in the deepest way, and that eventually will unlock the heart too. Oisvov. Now to answer the questions that were raised in the beginning of the Maimon. Zehu, yeah. Ve'ila mishpatim asher tosim lifneihem. And the shaila was, these are the laws you should place before them. What's the before them? You should teach them. Lifneihem daike dekoil abchinas pnei odom. Now, this is the whole Maimon that explained that Dafka the Shvatim in the Merkava are connected to the Adam Shalakis. I'm not going to repeat all this now, but it's the paradox that it's the simplest Avodah, but leads to the deepest connection. It's after the Avodah. We're not ignoring this. It's after at least the attempt. In the Avodah of Pnei Shor, which is the Avodah of Yitzchak, and Pnei Aryeh, which is the Avodah of Avraham, and Pnei Nesher Rachamim, which is Machol Ma'idcha, the Avodah of embodied by Yaakov, that is bequeathed to every Jew, Shinyan HaMidas, which is the Midas of the heart, three levels of Yahavta. That's the Avodah of Avos. Then there's the fourth component of the Merkava. That's the face of man that accompanied all of the other images as described at length in the Nevuah. Adam, of course, means intelligence. So that refers to Torah, and that's the Shvatim. So the Adam Tato is asked the Shvatim, that's Biyah, where Bri, Yitzir, Asiyah. The Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, in his generation, Malchus, the Malchus of Asiyah. So when the lower man sits in front of the Sefer and learns, he connects to the supernal man, this is Atzilus and beyond, who sits atop the throne. The throne is Bria, the Merkava is Yitzirah, and the Adam Shala Elyon is Atzilus and beyond. So he connects the Adam Atachten, connects to the Adam Elyon. Such that they become one. That's what happens when a Jew learns Torah, he becomes one. With Hashem, the deepest ways, explains in Tanya that when you learn something, you absorb it within your mind, it becomes part of you, becomes part of the way you think and see the world. It both transcends you and is invested in you, as explained at length in Tanya, the many Perushim of what that even means over there. He's hinting to this now in these following words, that not only is there the lower unity, so we are understanding godliness according to our level, and then there's then there's the way God sees us, which means there's levels of Torah which are beyond our understanding, which we cannot grasp. It's not that. Both that which we understand and that which we don't understand becomes internalized in us, because what we don't understand, namely the likus that's higher than seichel, is in every word that we learn, and that becomes united with us as well, embracing us as we embrace it. Okay, he's really hinting to, or referring to, it seems, so there's no footnote, but the Arichas in Perek Tanya, which is a very elemental Perek and has many Perushim, of the greatness of Torah study over mitzvahs and everything else, over emunah, over mitzvahs, because of the intimate connection. Because you understand, you internalize it, and it nourishes, it's your bread and water. So now this inyan goes on to say, this unity with all levels of Torah is primarily nased mishpatim. Vela mishpatim asher tosim lifneihem. Lifneihem, how to explain now, lifneihem, the pnimius. The pnimius that a Jew, through learning Torah, takes within Torah and the transcendent levels of Torah, the author of Torah, the Anoichi. But of all levels of learning, what is it? Most primarily, it's through Ve'ela Mishpatim Eshetosem Lifneim. What's Mishpatim? She'inyan halachas. Mishpatim refer primarily to halachas. Mishakosov kamishpat tradition. It's a pasuk in Vayeshev, like the parable. Yosef tells the butler that the party will restore you. Kamishpat tradition. What does it mean by the first judgment? What's judgment got to do with this? So the Targum and the Targum Onkelos explains, like the first laws, you'll have the same contract. The same laws will be restored with the same laws. So we see that mishpatim means halachas. So why does he stress halacha? Because the halacha expresses the rotz and the alien in the final way. What am I supposed to do? So there's chachma and bina, there's the seichel of Torah, different opinions, but the pnimius of the seichel, the chachma stima, is reflected, the hidden, deepest level of chachma, the rotzen, what does Hashem want at the end of the day? That's expressed where? In halacha. That's therefore ve'ela mishpatim eshetosem lifneim, because halacha expresses the pnimius of the rotzen, the alien, and it's that which a Jew internalizes in a pnimius dika way when he learns Torah all the way till the halacha. Can mean just learning the halachas, but also as the Berashab writes, great length, in Kundras h'tשכ, which is the constitution for Timchet Mimim, and for how to learn. When you learn Gemara, you have to learn in such a way that till the way till the final halacha. Not they do that so much, but we used to. The Alter Bachim did. You learned every sugi all the way till Shulchan Aruch and then the Shkolim. But Proteus Yosef in more detail and appreciating the mile of halacha in the Inyan halacha, Maloshin Hiluch. Halacha means a path, going. Umayre al beis minei hiluch. Halacha is the plural, or even the singular halacha. Which way? Two directions. Hiluch ha'elyon legabe ha'tachton v'lamayla lamata. So the upper is going and descending to the lower. And this is what he said before, the fusion of Yichud Atah and Yichud Ilah. That when we learn, we are connecting both to that which we understand, and we're also connecting that which is beyond understanding. And it's our movement to Hashem and God's movement to us in this dual embrace. And that's what we just said now, the two unities of Yichud Ilah, God embracing us, Yichud Atah, and us embracing Hashem. Not two separate positions, but rather the fusion of the higher unity and the lower unity in one seamless oneness. The hamshach of the upper to the lower and the ascent of the lower to the upper. Both uncompromised. Yeah, we get the general idea. So I just said it means that when you're learning something, you both understand it, but you're also internalizing that which you don't understand, the likus in the halacha, the rotz and the alien, just beyond understanding. Now concluding, I think it's going to answer all of the questions. Looks like not. Again, they don't have the end of the maamer. Remember all the questions at the beginning of the maamer. You can look at it, friends, and tell me. Basically, two, we reviewed them yesterday too. And they are. Should I hear a question there? There's a specific question. The first question, yeah? Why do we need to know that a whole shekel is 20 gera? That's the commandment is give a half. The Torah should say, give a half shekel, which is 10 gera. Gamarnu. And if you're curious, you can figure out that the whole one is double. That was the first question. And the second question was, starts off saying what? He repeats himself, half a shekel, then the whole shekel, concluding by give a half a shekel. You just said that at the beginning. Let's see if he answers it. How much he answers, we're missing the end. So this is now having said all that we learned, and especially the last point of the fusion of a Yid and the Eibishter, Yichud Yilah and Yichud Tata, that happens dafka through Limudat Torah. This is the Chiddush of the Shvatim. Tzarchin a little bit, because he said in the Maimer, quoting the Alter Rebbe, that it's possible, when he explained that only the Avis, Ein Kedin, Lovis El Shloisha, he quoted the Alter Rebbe saying there can be a Yid who doesn't have the Avodah of the Shvatim at all. And now he's saying this is the most accessible. Everybody can sit and learn on their level. The pshat is, you want to suggest an answer? You hear my question? First, everybody is obligated to learn Torah, so if this is their avodah, how could he say that there's a Jew that is not shaykh to the avodah of any of the Shvatim? Number one. Number two, in the second question, we'll answer the first. If their avodah is the Midat Torah, so why are there 12 paths? Learning is learning. So l'chura, I'm just suggesting maybe the answer is that taka their individual avodas, not shaykh to everyone, but that which they can do, namely which everybody can do, is learn, is shaykh, and that's their emphasis. With all of the individuality, the emphasis is sitting and learning. Each one brings a unique component to that. Those unique components may not be shaykh to anyone. It's their avodas. But the bottom line, learn and understand, and learn the halacha, everybody can do. And that was something that was their emphasis, it seems. I'm not sure if I answered the question fully, but we're just addressing it. Because it's a question that strikes one when we finish the Maimer. Okay, so now concluding the last paragraph. So the pasuk says they should give what? A half a shekel. Then the pasuk said, Esrim get a shekel. And then it said it's 20 is a whole shekel, but that's not what we're told to give. And now we have the answer, because it's all about the few Yichud Tata, our avodah, eliciting Hashem's response, creating the whole shekel. The 2 tens, our esakechas hanefesh, and the Eibishter's esesviris, as it were. Commissioners Berliel is explained now. This my mission is in this machsa shekel, giving the half shekel klolos inyan havodah. It represents the general avodah of halos esakechas hanefesh, melamata lamayla. So you got to give yours, the 10 kechas hanefesh. But that's going to elicit, the whole point is, when they say this elicits Hashem's response from above, he does answer. The empowerment. That's why he mentions the half shekel twice. The first half shekel is maybe the empowerment that we have to begin our avodah, and the second time it mentions the actual avodah, but it goes into something a little bit different, but we're missing the end, so we'll just read it. Even in this, which means even in our avodah of the 10 shekel, it's not just us alone. Hashem is empowering us. So he's saying here, like this, you got to give all yours. That's really 20. That itself is Esrim. Because in order for you to give yours, that's as a result of Hashem empowering you from above. We're not getting the full answer. Why it says at the end, give the half shekel. But we got the answer now to why he mentions that. Yeah, clear? Why the Esrim Geira? because your avodah is already esrim geira, because it comes as a result of Hashem giving us the koyach and the empowerment to learn Torah and to connect to Him. And then He responds. Then it could be that the third machzah shekel is then the Eibishter's response back to us. All right, so now it seems now as we're talking, we have the answer. First thing it tells you is you got to serve. Next thing you're told, you're getting the power to do that. That's there for 20. And the third thing we're told is, as a result of your avodah, Hashem then is another sarusa de la'ela that Hashem responds with, and that's the final half shekel is Hashem's response to us. So that's the three things. L'chayda, that's the pshat in the pasuk. Okay, we'll just read the overview because yesterday we gave a detailed review of the Maimer. So today we'll just read the Teicha in front of the Sefer, which reads as follows. The Ovis are the Merkava, they're the Midas. The line on the right, that's Chesed, that's the Av of Avram, of V'chol Nafshecha. The ox on the left side is described there in the Nevuah, that's Gvura, that's Yitzchak, that's Yira. That's V'chol Levavcha. Pnei Nesha, the image of the eagle, which is Tiferes Rachamim, that's Yaakov V'chol Ma'itcha. Corresponding, this is a beautiful part of the mind, but if we would learn it, friends, and remember it, and think about it during davening, it wouldn't be such a bad thing. And corresponding, namely the next part, which is the holiest abundance that precedes the Shema, where we say, Kodesh, 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 we quote the Malachim, and this three mentioning of Kodesh with the Vav in it, which is Tzimtzum, are the three levels of Tzimtzumim, that get from the desire of the heart to the actual spoken word. This is the Amshacha, and that corresponds to the three loves. Number one, you're going from Pnimiyas Halev to the Oisis HaMachshava. That's the first Kodesh. The second Kodesh is from the Oisis HaMachshava to the Chitzonius of the Hevel of the vapor of the heart, which is just before you speak. And then, as we explained, Kodesh HaGimel, the third Kodesh, we're going from Chitzonius Halev to the actual letters of speech. And the lowest one, nonetheless, has a Maila over the first one, because Dafka, the Tzimtzum of the descent, engenders what? The longing, the Gewalt, the Tshuka, and that's the B'chol Ma'itcha of Yaakov. That's the Pnei Nesha. And this is all the Avodah of the Ovis and the beautiful Gemara in Brachas, where the Eibishter cries 3 times throughout the night, Gimel Mishmaris Havilayla, and the Eibishter's cries over the Churban and Golus, and that is that's our cry, reflected by him and reflected in us. But it's the third and final cry, the greatest descent, that's the Avodah B'chol Ma'itcha. Again, this is a beautiful arichas, and in many ways, the heart of the Maimer. Then that's all the Ovis, but that can forsake us. We can get distracted, and there's no Gewalt. So what's left is a Pnei Odom of the Merkava. Of the Merkava, not the Odom Ha'elyon. This is the Shvatim. And they are lower on the one hand, but then there's the Maila, as we quoted before. When all else fails, we invoke the merit of the Shvatim. And what's the Shvatim? That's a Yid when he sits and learns. When they are Ba'aliyah, Shom Ol Shvatim Shiftei Yudkei. Right. Limud HaTorah, Chachman Bina, which comes after davening. So even the davening wasn't so, no, but still, learn. And that's the Vela Mishpatim Meshatosim Lifneihem. Lifneim, the Pnimius is Pnei Odom, that's the Pnimius, which happens primarily through learning Torah, the level of Mishpatim, which is Halacha, and Halacha implies a two-way direction from above to below, and below to above as they become one, Yichudu Yilo and Yichudu Tato. And that's the meaning of the Yitnu Machzah Shekel, Esim Gera Shekel, that the Machzah Shekel, which is our giving to Hashem, is as a result of Hashem empowering us, and that is the Esim Gera Shekel, that creates the whole shekel. And then there's the third Machzah Shekel, which he doesn't say, but that's the divine response that comes after Avodah. Okay, so that was in a few broad strokes, brushstrokes, the Maimer. Yeah. So rather than start the new Maimer, we'll do the story today. And tomorrow we'll begin the new Maimer. The new Maimer is only Mamash Bekitza. They don't have the whole Maimer, only the beginning. We didn't learn it at the time because we wanted to keep up with the calendar. So we'll do that tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem. And it's the Maimer which I sent you yesterday to understand Igulim and Yoishet. It's really just questions. There's no answer, but that's what we have. That's what we're going to learn.